Delta State's political landscape is witnessing a dramatic transformation as a wave of high-profile defections continue to reshape party structures, fuel political realignment, and spark renewed debate about the direction of youth development and the stability of leadership in the region. In December 2024, Ighoyota Ibori Sueno, daughter of former Governor James Ibori and a current member of the House of Representatives for Ighoyota Federal Constituency, led a defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The move, which drew several loyalists and party faithful along with her, marked a pivotal movement in Delta's pre-2027 election political calculus. Shortly after, Senator Ned Nwoko followed suit, also exiting the PDP for the APC, intensifying internal tensions within the PDP and signaling the APC's strategic push to tighten its grip on the South-South geopolitical zone. By April 2025, nearly the entire political structure in Delta State had shifted allegiance to the ruling APC, leaving the PDP and other opposition voices considerably weakened. The wholesale defections have triggered growing public concern over the erosion of opposition politics in the state and, by extension, in the broader South-South region. Critics argue that the defections, while politically expedient, raise uncomfortable questions about the ideological commitment of politicians and their dedication to governance, youth inclusion, and long-term development. Now, a good governance advocate, Lucky Ighoyota, now joins us for a chat on what the recent defections mean for the people, particularly the youth. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Bola.
Let's begin with your first reaction to the defection of the former governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, and then the governor, Sheriff Oborevwori, with his team, leaving the PDP to the APC. Were you shocked? How did you react to it?
Well, thank you very much. Talking about being shocked, people have mixed feelings about what has happened. Some we are shocked, some we are expecting it because that's the trend in the body politics of the country right now. But to be very sincere and very truthful now, I personally did actually expect my governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, whom I respect so much and worked for, believing in his matured plans for the state, will actually join the APC in this manner. But be that as it may, whether I agree or I disagree with him, is his choice. He has made it, and it's a respected choice for him. But talking about my feeling, I actually didn't feel good. But my feeling remained personal, and for the young people in Delta, I think the mood is not total. It's not total, to be very honest. But majority, given what the governor is doing, they are with him. Majority are with him. Personally, I would still support the governor, even though he has changed party. But one thing is sure, we must learn and try to do away with this transactional politics. This transactional mindset in our politics is dangerous. It's dangerous for this country, it's dangerous for our world, it's dangerous for our people. We must learn to be transformational in mind. Political decisions are not just the decision for the decisions taken by the person who is taking the decision. The decision can transcend towards affecting millions, if not billions of people. The lives of people will be affected with decisions being taken politically, because politics trumps everything. The young people, my position is the opportunities for the young people in that decision. The governor in the last 2 years have recruited over 15% of his cabinet from the young stock of politicians. Now that you are having these ogbologbos everybody now in one party, what would be the stake of the young people aspiring to lead? Most of the young people are already in their mid-30s, early 30s, mid-40s, early 40s. What will be their stake in this whole new arrangement? What is the plan? But I want to believe that the governor will not deviate from this part of carrying young people along, because the young people have the energy. They have enough competence, they have enough loyalty to drive his more agenda. That is my sense. As for the generality of the state, because the governor is a working governor, people love the governor, they don't have a choice but to join in because he leads, they follow. But for those that are having ambition, I can tell you for free that most of them are not going to be total in this whole migration. Now, again, there's also an environmental or security side to all of these things. Some persons in government now that will refuse to join the APC, they stand in risk of losing their political patronage. And if they loses that political patronage, it may snowball into insecurity emanating from joblessness, because an idle man becomes the devil's workshop. If people becomes jobless, those that are in government and they are no longer in government, especially those ones that are SSAs or SA, or those ones holding a lower position, and they go into the street and start probably taking laws into that by way of maybe getting themselves involved in some of these vices like pipeline breakage and all that, oil theft and maybe bunkering. That's very rife in our region, the Niger Delta, as you know. What will now become of our environment? What will now become of the asset securitization that companies like Tantita and PINL are already doing under the NMPC arrangement, and also what the other stakeholders are doing to safeguard our energy in the Niger Delta. Don't forget, Delta is an epicenter of our energy, output in this country. So those are my worries and fears and my immediate reaction to these things.
All right, Lucky, if I may come in now, I'm glad you mentioned the word choice. And of course, you stressed on the issue of transformational leadership. In that vein, in delivering good governance, yes, do you think there's any need for defection for an incumbent into another political party, realistically?
Now, even in America, advanced democracy, President Ronald Reagan, he left his party, the Democrats, for the Republican at some point. While he was leaving, he made a very profound statement. He said his party, Democrat, has already left him before he left the party. In this instance, given the defection wave all over the country, have their party actually left them? The answer is yes. The PDP have an issue, no doubt, that may be very consequential to those nursing ambition for 2027. You know, the national secretary position have been the centerpiece of the whole turmoil in the PDP. But again, the court have made pronouncement that Senator Sam Anyanwu remains the valid national secretary of the party. All these ones that people are leaving the PDP on the grounds of that quarrel, of that issue in PDP, I don't think is enough. But given the way our politics is played in Nigeria, where we run a very powerful presidential system that is not found anywhere on this planet, where everybody just wants to be on the side of the federal government because the largesse are shared in Abuja. Now that the movement of people from their parties to the APC now is born out of the myriad of several reasons. They will always give you a reason. But the point is that Nigerian politics remain self-serving. And let's not deceive ourselves about it. We're all political players, we're all political characters. I'm interested today because I have an interest. The young people are interested today because they do have an interest. Even the activists, they are interested because they have an interest in the politics of our nation. They are talking about coalition nowadays. Atiku and his life. They are pushing for a coalition for who? For a northern candidate like Atiku to come and be a president. That's where you are seeing all these whole resistance from southern Nigeria too. So it's a mixed bag of a retinue of issues or reasons, if you like, why people are jumping ship. Our politics is not found anywhere in the world. So if you have something to offer in Nigeria, because our constitution and our electoral laws doesn't provide for you to run as an independent candidate, you must always look for a veritable platform to run your political journey. I think that's what is happening across board all over our country. So right, except for the likes of maybe Showore, not Obi. Obi has changed party many times and is likely going to change, except for the people like Showore, my big brother and friend, that have stayed put in his corner, standing for what is right and remain so. And Nigerians will not buy into people like him.
All right, let me butt in here, Lucky.
Today, they all have their interests.
If you can hear me.
Yes.
Looking at the gale of these high-profile defections
yes.
that we've witnessed, especially in Delta State, which, of course, is one of the states of the South-South region. How do you see this impacting the youth, especially when it comes to their approach to politics?
Okay. What I would advise youth to do, or what has affected them, like you asked, is most of them, their mindset about politics is about putting food on their table. I think politics is actually for service. I advise young people, have a skill. Outside having this formal education or probably a secondary or a GSS or a BSc or master's or PhD, whatever, have a skill. Have something that can give you money, that you can use to feed yourself and your family, so that you will not live a life of enslavement in this political space. That is where the youth, we have to choose professionalism, have a professional life. You must not be a top-notch professional, those formal professionals. You can be in the informal sector, an artisan or anything, and be interested in politics. Don't carry your body, spirit, soul, and body, your entire destiny, and tie it into this Nigerian politics. So you just hit the rock. So for me, all of this gale of defections, high-profile defection, blah, 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 for me, the young people, the implication for them is for them to get sense. Poor man picking, they get sense. Get sense. Organize yourself privately. Whilst you're doing politics, have a mindset of people, that you want to serve people, you want to serve. If you go into politics thinking politics will make you rich, you end up becoming a poor man. No? That's my understanding of these things.
Indeed, and on that wisdom, Lucky Ighoyota, good governance advocate, would like to thank you for your thoughts on the situation in Delta politically. It's good to have you with us.